So do you agree with what Tom said?
I do, and I believe Tom is sincere in what he said, Skip. I think Tom is a great teammate. I would have loved to play for Tom because I love playing with guys that's willing to sacrifice. I love playing with guys that I know how important the game is to them. And for Tom, I think any relationship, when you have someone that's willing to sacrifice and you both want the same things, anything can be accomplished. I feel Tom is like that. I do believe Tom sincerely wants what's best for AB. The man stuck his neck out for AB. The man had the damn man in his house.
He did.
He didn't say, go stay in some hotel. Yeah, I want you here, but go stay in a hotel.
He did.
Stay with me.
That is correct.
What better? Hell, I got a friend here. I ain't let him stay in my house. I get your hotel room. The man let him stay in his house, Skip. What more? It's disappointing that this is what the man was willing to do for AB to get him back in the league. Like I said before, I do not believe AB would have been in the league had Tom Brady not did what he did for him.
Agreed.
Now, I could be wrong. Maybe somebody down the road would have given him an opportunity. But when that guy gives you an opportunity, that speaks volume. That's just not some quarterback. That's just not some willy-nilly. That man says, I want him. And I can make it work. Let me show you. Put his arms around him, had him in his house, talked to him. This is what we need you to do. Hey, I'm going to get you your incentive money. Force-fed him. Go look at the game last year. Force-fed him.
He did.
AB had been out 4 or 5 weeks, come back against Carolina, force-fed him, 15 targets, 10 catches, 100 yards. There is no doubt in my mind, if AB had $1 million bonus to get, Tom Brady was going to make sure he got it.
Yep.
BA was going to make sure he got it.
Agreed.
BA ain't coming out of my pocket.
Yep.
And this is what the man did to him. Skip, it's sad. I just don't get why he would. I feel, Skip, the way you stuck your neck out for me, I'm here because of you. I know that. The last thing I want to do is to do anything. Like, man, I F this up for Skip. That man vouched for me. No other athlete had ever had to side across day to day and to somebody that has a journalism degree and talk topics. I'm the first. There are a lot of doing it now, but I was the first.
You were.
And you vouched for me.
I did.
So I got to be on my best behavior at all times because I'm a representative of you because you vouched for me. AB should have thought that same way. Man, Tom Brady vouched for me, but I can't let this man down. No matter what I got going, I'm gonna be on my best behavior just for him. And I just can't believe AB did this man like that. I just like I said, hey, I'm not a medical health expert.
Yep.
I'm gonna let people that hopefully, like BA said, if he needs help, hopefully he can go get it. Maybe those close around to him for once in their life stop telling AB what he wants to hear and tell him what he needs to know, because this is irrational behavior and it's not a good look on him.
Yep.
And he's probably gonna end his NFL career. But I agree with Tom. I believe Tom will try and help him. Tom is not a guy that does things publicly. So when he says he will, Tom will probably be behind the scene. I would be surprised if Tom hadn't already reached out. Now, whether or not he's gotten back in touch with Tom, I don't know that. But I would be shocked if Tom hadn't reached out. AB, are you okay? AB, what can I do?
Okay, before I answer the question, allow me to say about you, my partner, that not only did you take this challenge in 2016 to sit across from me, but you've stood up to this challenge for 6 years on this show. That's Hall of Fame to me.
Appreciate it.
Now, back to Tom Brady. In all my years at ESPN and here, working with so many expatriates, I've told you before, I've never heard a single negative word about Tom Brady as a teammate, that he is legit. And the words that echo in my head even now are, man, James Harrison saying, I went up there at the end of my career on my radar on because I thought maybe he's phony baloney.
Right.
You know, he's not for real in the locker room behind closed doors.
Right.
And James Harrison said, nope, he's legit.
Yep.
100%. Okay, so I've heard from so many ex-teammates that when they run into Brady, he's so legit and real that he'll come up and hug you and kiss you on the cheek,
right?
Which is a little weird for some guys, but it's like that's who he is.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady. And yet his love for AB is it's intertwined with need. He loves him because he needed him and vice versa, right?
Right.
And obviously, he pulled it off. They pulled it off together. They went and won a Super Bowl together. And by all accounts, AB was on his best behavior because we didn't hear a peep.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
Okay, so that worked. And Tom's quote on his podcast last night was, I care about him, I have a lot of compassion and a lot of empathy for the things that are happening in his life. Well, I don't know exactly what's going on in AB's life that we should have maybe more empathy or even pure sympathy for than we know. Maybe I just don't know enough to know. So the counter argument here came from Mike Freeman, for whom I have respect, who's writing for USA Today today. And he harks back to the quote after the game in which Tom said, I think everyone should be compassionate and empathetic towards some very difficult things that AB's going through. And Mike asked the question, should we be showing Antonio Brown compassion when he has shown a lot of people little to no compassion?
Correct.
And he lists a lot of the people who were victimized or at least alleged victims.
Yes.
Did he show compassion there? We don't have enough show to go through all the there.
Correct.
So I'm going to read Mike's conclusion. Mike Freeman, USA Today, says, it's likely that Antonio Brown is a combination of two things. An awful person who's been accused of some awful things, particularly accusations of sexually assaulting and raping women, and perhaps a mentally troubled man who has been enabled every step of his NFL career and was never forced to deal with his mental health.
Correct.
Could
I
be.
like that. That sounds plausible.
And I hark back to June 12th of 2020 when Antonio pled no contest to the charges about he assaulted, it was burglary and battery of the delivery man. Got 2 years probation. He was also ordered to undergo a psychological evaluation and follow-up treatment and to attend anger management courses. Well, did that happen? I have to assume because the court charged him to do that.
Right. And he probably went to the bare minimum. They say he goes 6. He probably went 6 times and then go a 7th or 8th.
Okay. Did it connect? Did it click? Did it hit home? Any of the counseling? I don't know.
Right.
It's always hard to know, and I'm not a mental health professional, as you are not. So when Tom indicates and Bruce Arians indicate he needs help, even James Harrison has said that back to 2016 on this show. He needs help. I don't know where to go with that because I don't know if he sought help, if it just didn't work, or if he refuses it, he feels like he's above it, he doesn't need it, he's oblivious to it. I don't know.
Well, nothing works unless you do, Skip.
Correct.
I mean, no matter what the case may be, whether you're alcoholic and you seek help for alcoholism or you're a drug addict and you seek help for your addiction, it doesn't work unless you work. And you got to work at it. And every time, you don't get your way, and it seems like anytime he doesn't get his way, I want to go in now. No. Okay, well, I ain't going in at all. And everything has to be a public spectacle. Some of his biggest flame-outs has been what, Skip? For the public to see. He got into a disagreement with his kid's mom. And instead of handling behind closed doors, he IG it live. He thought, come on, bro, that's unnecessary. Your kid's going to be able to see that one day. So everything needs to be played out publicly for him. And I just don't get it. Like I said, I do believe Tom sincerely cares about his well-being. Yes, Tom Tom was trying to kill two birds. If I can keep him close, maybe I can keep him out of trouble. But in the process of me keeping him out of trouble, he can help me win also. So two things can be true. But I do believe Tom will reach out privately, never gonna be publicly.
So do I.
And try to do something to help Antonio Brown. But AB is gonna need to help AB. At the end of the day, this is gonna come down to AB helping AB. We create demons. Only we can chase them away. So whatever the case may be, like Mike Freeman said, he might be a horrible person and he might have some issues that he needs to deal with. All that starts with Antonio Brown.
It does. Bottom line to this is what I believe about Brady. If 5 years from now, AB called him and said, bro, I need help. I think Brady would help. That's the bottom line.
Yes, I believe that also.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.